The 4th of July parade onlookers set off all the bells and whistles in her gut. The urge to roll her eyes at herself didn't override her brain's unreasonable belief that she was in danger. She tried desperately to command her mind not to think every rooftop concealed a potential enemy sniper, that every backpack, tote, and garbage can along the route concealed a deadly IED, that any second someone would appear in the crowd with a rocket-propelled grenade launcher on his shoulder aimed straight at her. Been there, done that, had the scars to prove it. And the messed up mental state that went with it. That black hole in her memory haunted her day and night. Why the hell did I agree to do this? Put myself on display with the crowd here to witness my total meltdown. Suck it up. Get it done. Seems she lived her whole life by that motto. She held her hands fisted in her lap. Her nails bit into her palms, but she didn't let loose. Couldn't really. The sting gave her something to focus on even as she desperately tried to keep the plastic smile plastered on her face. Her gaze swept the crowd again and again. No enemies, no escape, despite how she tried to find the easiest, safest way out of here. The urge to leap from the vehicle and run for cover nearly overrode her rational mind's command to stay put, endure, get this done. If only her rational mind prevailed more often. She feared the crazy part that slowly but effectively took over like a black ooze coating and concealing that part of her that held a glimmer of hope that she had a shot at a normal life here in Montana, far away from the war. What was I thinking coming back here? The war still played out in vivid detail in her mind. Well, most of it anyway. That deep, dark, scary black hole, vital time lost, remained a mystery to her. The investigation into the incident remained open. The Army wanted answers about the attack on her supply convoy she couldn't give, but they kept asking anyway, hoping her memory would return now that she'd come home. She couldn't go back. She feared going back. She feared remembering what happened. But it nagged at her. Not knowing how she ended up in the field hospital, a guy ripping open her shirt, her fighting to get away, and him yelling at her that he was only trying to help. She'd been shot. Memories collided and muddied up reality. Her life felt like one big mud puddle right now. She looked into it hoping to see her clear reflection, but she found she saw nothing but a mess she needed to clean up. If only I knew how. There, in the gathering of onlookers lining the street just ahead, stood her family. Her mother glaring up at her second stepfather in 10 years as he cheered and smiled at Jamie. She appreciated his support, but knew that any kindness from him meant a backlash from her jealous mother. Her brother smiled and bounced his 9-month-old son in his arms. She hadn't even known about her nephew until she arrived home a month ago. Even now, she had no idea how Zach ended up a single father, raising little Corey on his own with no mother in sight. No one wanted to speak about it. Zach refused to say a word about the woman he knocked up but never married. Of course, no one in the family really wanted to talk to Jamie. The first few days home went well. Everyone was happy to see her and asked her a million questions about her life overseas and living on military bases these past 10+ years. At first, it had been easy enough to answer and talk about the routine she'd loved so much about military life, the places she'd been, the different people she'd met. But the inevitable questions came about the scars she couldn't hide, the way she acted, the changes in her personality, and what happened that sent her running home after staying away so long. She wanted to come back to something normal, something familiar. The reason she left had dulled over time, but came back into sharp reality the longer she spent under her mother's roof. While everyone else remained the same, she'd changed. And not necessarily for the better, judging by the fact her family asked her to move out after a month living back home. She'd been all too happy to leave again because she couldn't go back to being the girl she was before she left them all behind, or be the confident, purpose-driven woman she'd become in the military. That bomb blew up more than her supply truck. It blew up her life. The faces in the crowd went by in a blur despite the 5-mile-an-hour speed they took down the street. They neared the end of the parade route with one last blast of applause. She sucked it up, notched up the fake smile a few degrees, and waved to the crowd with her good arm.